Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our series of motivational videos for students. As usual, I'm reading from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The topic that I'm looking at right now is, it is your responsibility to catch up if you miss class. One of the most irritating things for a teacher is when she asks for assignments or homework and is told by a very bright-eyed, bushy-tailed little critter, "But miss, I wasn't here when the assignment was being given." And let me tell you, these critters, and some of you you know what I'm talking about, right? You miss class for a day or several days. You go back to school and the teacher says, "Okay, where's the assignment? Where's the homework?" And your whole attitude is, "But I wasn't here. I wasn't here when the homework was being given." And sometimes it's not that you weren't here for a continuous series of days. Sometimes you just missed that one day. So let's say, for example, you didn't come on the Monday and the homework or the assignment was given on the Monday. You came Tuesday, you came Wednesday, you came Thursday. Friday morning, the assignment is due and you're still feeling that you have an excuse. You didn't come Monday, so you should not be expected to give in any homework, right? That's the attitude of so many students. I've experienced this so many times. And I'm saying, okay, you missed Monday, but you came Tuesday, you came Wednesday. Did it occur to you to ask the teacher, "What did I miss?" To ask your classmates, "What did I miss? Was there anything assigned? What am I to do to catch up?" Many students don't think it is their obligation to do that. They miss a day, they miss a week, and they just come back to school and expect to carry on. Right? That's a bad attitude. So it is irritating. It's irritating for me as a teacher to know that, a student doesn't have this sense. This is just common sense, really. It boils down to common sense. You must have your best interests at heart. If you miss a day, or even if you miss a session, so let's say you had to go to a doctor's appointment, or for whatever reason you are late, you missed a class, you missed a session. It's your obligation, it's your duty to yourself to find out what you missed. That's just common sense. And it's good work ethic as a student, right? So it is irritating because it shows a lack of interest on the part of the student. Your absence from school is not the teacher's fault, nor should it be an excuse for you to shirk your duties. Yes, you may have been absent for legitimate reasons, such as illness, extracurricular duties, or some other emergency, but it is your prerogative to catch up with the class once you return. So whether you broke your leg and you were in the hospital for 6 weeks, or you were in convalescence at home for 2 months, it doesn't matter. It's still your duty to catch up. It's not the teacher's fault that you were out, and it's not the teacher's responsibility to bring you up to speed. That is your duty. So if it means you have to ask mommy and daddy, please contact the school, call the school, write to the school, explain. Well, they should let the school know why you're out. But different from that, you need to ask them to contact your teacher or teachers, because depending on what level you are, you will have different teachers for different subjects, and you will have to approach each one to see how can you facilitate me catching up. So if it means you're going, or your friends, ask your friends, please can I borrow your notebook so I can write off the notes? Or in this day and age, can you snap a pic of the notes? You know, we have to run with the technology, right? And use it to our advantage. It's very convenient. So just take some pics of the notes that you wrote, send them to me, send them to my device, so I can, you know, have access to the notes, to the assignments, and be up to speed. That's your duty to do, not the teacher's duty to be asking you or telling you what you missed. And you stand a chance of missing out on some grades and actually getting no grade if the assignment is due and you neglect to find out what the assignment is, right? So it's your prerogative to catch up with the class once you return. The academic wheel does not stop spinning on account of you being ill or being unavailable. The class progressed without you. Lessons were taught, lessons were learned, questions were asked, answers were given. You were sincerely missed, but the race did not stop. You need to catch up, right? So yes, your presence was definitely missed, you know, but life went on. Life went on in the world, and life went on in the classroom. The lessons progressed, so now you need to catch up. You need to make arrangements on your own time to get the notes that you missed. You need to find out what assignments were given and when they were due, and try your best to meet the deadline without using your period of convalescence as an excuse. If you find that it will be unlikely for you to meet that deadline, discuss this with your teacher and explain the reason. Ask for an extension. Find out what topics were discussed in class, what issues were raised, what brand new insight has been added to the wisdom of man. It is your duty and your right to know. No teacher can help but be impressed by the student who makes a point of finding out what he or she has missed and sees to it that he is at least on the same page as everyone else. Sometimes you have to run twice as fast to catch up with the rest of the class. And please bear in mind that at the end of the term or at the end of the school year, remember you will have your end of term assessments. In some cases you might have your midterm assessments. So we have midterm assessments. Some schools have weekly tests, monthly tests, midterm assessment, end of term assessment, end of year assessment, as well as you might have external exams that you're preparing for. You are not going to be able to go to the examination body and tell them, please exempt me from questions 10 to 15 because I was ill, because I whatever, my house burned down and I was, homeless, and in between, having to stay with relatives. You're not able to go to the examining body and tell them any excuse why you should be exempt from this particular question because you were not in class when that topic was being taught. Think how silly that sounds. So if you miss out whatever chunk of time, it's up to you to catch up, because when you're going to sit those midterm tests or end of term tests or end of year tests or external examinations, you are expected to be on the same level in terms of material completed. You are expected to know the same amount of material that every other child, every other student who is sitting this exam is expected to know. The exam is based on the syllabus. You are expected to have covered the syllabus, and there is no exemption. So if it's 15 topics that should have been covered within the year, you're expected to cover those 15 topics. You can't get permission not to do question whatever to question whatever. Right? So this is where you have to just step up to the table and say, listen, I know I missed this amount of class for whatever reason. It may not have been your fault. You know, something happened and you just weren't able to be in class. So yes, I missed that. However, I know it is my duty to catch up. Your personal duty to catch up. Don't allow yourself to make excuses, right? Don't just appear, just make your appearance. One day you turn up and it's, let's continue with life. No, there is some amount of catching up that you need to do to stay on par with the rest of the class. All right? So don't be that bushy-tailed, bright-eyed critter mentioned in the passage who just makes a grand appearance out of the blues, one day just appear and let's get on with life. Understand your duty as a scholar to catch up with what you have missed. Make arrangements with your teachers, your classmates to catch up, as well as do your own work at home. Watch some videos on the internet, read your textbooks, and make sure you are up to speed. If you have been motivated by this video, please share the video with your friends, with other teachers, other parents, so that they may be motivated as well. Please subscribe to the Kemet Maasai Academy, and remember that we have videos, not just the motivational videos, but we have mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11. This is something that you should take advantage of, and I would encourage you to share these videos with your fellow classmates, with your neighbors, your friends, your siblings, anyone who you know could benefit from, getting some clarification on the different topics in mathematics. Please share those videos. I'll see you in the next video.